Administrator to enter into an agreement with KCS for the work that will take place on their right-of-way. The actual permit cost is $9,375. There will be some additional cost to that as well related to insurance coverage that'll be required during the course of this work.
Thank you. I'll make a motion to approve that resolution. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Davis. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. Higginbotham.
President Logan,
Yes.
Councilman Davis,
Yes.
Councilman Roberts,
Yes.
Councilman Hinton,
Yes.
Councilman Hogg.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Number 8 is a resolution authorizing our mayor to execute an amendment to the supplement funding agreement for the Tuscaloosa Animal Shelter. Mr. Davis.
Yes, Mr. President, as you know, the city of Northport, city of Tuscaloosa, Tuscaloosa County have entered into agreement to repurpose the Community Correction Center to be a part of the Metro Animal Shelter. The costs have exceeded what was anticipated by an additional $40,000. Our percentage is 9.3% of that, or $3,720.
Thank you, Ron. I'll make a motion to approve that resolution. Is there a second? Second by Councilman Hinton. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. Higginbotham.
President Logan,
Yes.
Councilman Hinton,
Yes.
Councilman Roberts,
Yes.
Councilman Davis,
Yes.
Councilman Hogg.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item C is our consent agenda. We have 22 items. They range from minutes of the previous meeting, bill listings, travel and training, and PO requisitions for our various road projects as we discussed in our pre-meeting. I'll make a motion to approve that consent agenda as printed. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Roberts. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. Higginbotham.
President Logan,
Yes.
Councilman Roberts,
Yes.
Councilman Hinton,
Yes.
Councilman Davis,
Yes.
Councilman Hogg.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item 9, reports of special committees to council. If any member of council or the mayor's office wanted to give a report or an upcoming meeting from their respective committee.
I would like to add that tomorrow night, the Chamber of Commerce is having an event at the levee. Myself and the rest of the retail committee will be presenting the direction of Northport in terms of economic development, which would be President Logan and the mayor. Invite everyone to come out and take part in the event. 6 p.m. I believe.
All right. If any member of council wanted to add to their respective committee or give an update. All right, hearing none. Under public hearings, we have none on the agenda. Item 11, city administrator's business. Mr. Higginbotham.
I have no business tonight. I would like to thank Mr. Hitt and thank April and her staff. This was a very good audit, and one of the things about an audit, and this is, I guess, is from the time standpoint and what it takes from staff and developing the information and getting it to them can really, it can be a lot of work and it can take a lot of time, and I do appreciate that and the work that was done. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Bruce. Item 12, departmental business. We have one item under our legal department. Ron, this is claim 19-14.
Yes, sir. It's the recommendation of the Claims Committee. This claim be paid in the amount of $28,600.
All right. I'll make a motion to approve that claim 19-14 in the amount of $28,600. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Hogg. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. Higginbotham.
President Logan,
Yes.
Councilman Hogg,
Yes.
Councilman Roberts,
Yes.
Councilman Hinton,
Yes.
Councilman Davis.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Item 13 is public comment. We have a few citizens signed to speak. I'll go right down the line. Number 1 is Mr. Page. How you doing, Ms. Page?
Not well.
Well, good evening nonetheless. Good evening. Good evening. Please state your name and address for the record.
Joseph Page Sr., 38 Green Village, Northport. And as you know, why I'm here. First, I got a question with Jeff Hogg over there.
Yes, sir.
Do you treat all your constituents the same when you treat the ones in Green Village?
I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Have you been in Green Village lately?
Yes, sir.
What you found over there? Tell me.
I don't know what you're trying to get at.
When you're driving, you driving? Did you drive through or you walk through? How did you go over there?
Went through a vehicle.
You saw those potholes in that road?
Yes, sir.
What you gonna do about them?
Well, we've been discussing with Public Works to patch those
Man, I
potholes.
called Public Works. I talked to him. I talked to him face to face, and he just said they never give no more. He said there's some unrestricted money left. I've been over there 30 years. You hadn't put a drop of asphalt over
Who
in
s-
Green.
who said there's some unrestricted money left?
I already said it.
Okay.
You didn't hear him?
In terms of paving?
Did you hear him?
In terms of paving?
He said unrestricted money available. He said it. Did you not say that? Did you not say that? Did you not say that?
Hey, Mr. Page.
I'm talking to him now.
Mr.
Did you not say that?
Mr. Page.
Yeah, what you want?
Mr. Page.
Yeah.
Look. You can stand right there. I was just gonna listen. This is what I need you to do. Your concern is potholes in Green Village, correct?
And asphalt.
And asphalt.
And then the city lot you own next to me,
Uh-huh.
yeah, limbs again, they just.
Can you get on the mic and say, because we need to make sure I get it on record. And I hate to be an inconvenience, but if you'll put it on record so I can have it. Let me make
Put
sure
on record.
your request.
My request, I want some asphalt in Green Village.
Okay.
I want some of those. I mean, he was over there. The drain, all the rain that clogged up, the drains on the other side. The water was halfway across the road.
Okay.
And your property, the city next to me, you know the property you own. The
Yes,
city
sir.
owns.
Okay.
It's unkept.
It's unkept. Okay.
The trash is there all the time. The limbs are crawling over my fence. If I had to cut them, or you won't come cut them. And as I said, all they did say there was some unrestricted money. And I heard him say that.
Yes, sir.
And you can throw some of that money over Green Village way. I paid my taxes. I paid my water. I'm not behind on nothing.
Yes, sir.
But how many? Look here. This is not my first time up here. Not my second time.
No,
not my third time.
Yes, sir.
But I want something to be done about it.
I think we've got a one is potholes in Green Village. Throw a little asphalt.
Potholes don't work. Hey, there's no road over there. Just potholes.
Number
No
two.
road.
Number two is drainage issues because of
Yes.
the rain we had.
Yes.
And number three is limbs and unkept property that the city may own.
That's right.
Can you give us an opportunity to try to look into this and try to get it? Can you give us an opportunity?
If you got him involved in it, no.
Well-
Because I called him. I'm going to come by there, Mr. Page. We're going
I
to drive
think
through.
if-
He hadn't even come over there.
Mr.
Yes, sir.
Page,
He
you called me
you had,
one
you lied,
time.
you lied to me.
No, no, sir.
You had never, have you
No,
come
sir.
over my,
Mr. Page.
now let
No,
me talk to him a bit.
Look,
No, I don't-
Mr. Page,
no,
Mr.
no, sir.
Page,
Not if you're
Mr.
gonna sit
Page,
there and say that.
Mr. Page.
Yes.
No, sir.
I've got 3 items that you need.
I got another one.
We're gonna do number 4, and after this, if you will allow us
Okay, let me
through
tell you-
Councilman
let me
Hall,
tell you something. No,
if you allow us through
okay.
Councilman Hall, because he is a district rep,
He
please
come over
allow
my way. I've
Councilman
called
Hall
him.
to
Have I
go through
called
with
you?
staff.
Call me once, and I talked to you.
Did you come over there? Did you
Yes,
come
I-
over there?
yes,
you said
I
I'm
did.
coming over there. We did not. You lying. We never did.
Mr.
drive
Page,
through
Mr.
Green
Page, Mr. Page,
But the man's a lie.
give me item 4 so we can
Okay.
move on.
You drive on through Green Village. You'll
Okay.
see where that ditch that runs through there that's not kept.
Okay.
They put a sign. The garbage truck gonna fall through there one of these days.
Okay.
And what you gonna say then? Well, Mr. Page warned me about that.
Uh-huh.
You know
I
what
got
you
it.
know what I'm talking about? He don't know 'cause he hadn't been over there.
All right, so can I get your phone number on the record?
Yes, sir.
All right.
No, I won't get my phone number on the record. I give it to you, but I want everybody calling me. I don't give my phone
Yes,
number
sir.
to everybody.
Okay.
It's not in the phone book, so I'll give it to you.
Can you
Let me
wait
write
after
it.
the meeting?
Right, no, I want-
Okay, you want to give it right now? Okay. Okay, you don't want anybody to hear your phone number? Okay.
I don't want much. I just want a little bit. I don't unrestricted money, you know?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Page. Well, if
How
you are
much time-
concluded,
how much time you gonna give me for the city come over and cut them limbs off that's hanging all over my yard?
if you still got to give us time to get with staff
How
and
much
look
time I
at
got
it,
to give you?
I'll call you.
You got a lot of folks working for you, man. I don't got nobody but me.
I'll call you. Thank you, Mr. Page. I will call you, and Mr. Hogg will call you as well.
No, don't call me. He said he gonna
Thank
come
you
over
so
there. He
thank
told
you
me-
so
he
much.
lied
Thank
to
you
me.
so much
He
for
said,
the opportunity.
Look at what. Why would he tell me he gonna come over? He gonna drive through Green Village, and he never shows up. I call him. I get his answer machine.
I think if you give everybody the opportunity, especially Mr. Hogg, to do it,
Man, I've been giving you
we're gonna get it. I
30
think we'll get it
years.
done.
I've given you 30 years to come over there and do something.
Well, he's only been on the council for 3.
I don't care, but whoever other councilman, and
Yes, sir.
And I've told you, 30 years no asphalt.
Uh-huh.
That's
Well,
bad. It's
That's
that
just
bad.
give us an opportunity to look into it. Would you do that for me? Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Page. Second citizen is Ms. Hughes. Good evening, Ms. Hughes. Please state your name and address for the record.
My name is Maddie Hughes, and I live at 2312 Deerfield Lane. And I'm here to talk about a park that's supposed to be going up behind my house. We didn't receive a letter stating the fact that a park was going to be built behind my house, but I don't think it should be built in a neighborhood where we got so many people coming in. We have a park in Deerfield Apartments, but we don't need a park behind my house where people are already jumping the fence to get from one side of the road to the other side of the road. And I've called the police, nothing happens. So I was wondering, why would you all attempt to build a park and we not get a letter in the mail, a certified letter stating the fact?
Mm-hmm. All right. I'm not going to throw it, but I will pitch it to Councilman Hogg. He's kind of the point man, but I will say this before he speaks.
Okay.
I think the fact that some of the concerns is maybe a lot of foot traffic and things of that nature, and I get that, understood 100%. But I think I would want people to have an open mind before, because I know we have Mr. Minor and his team and his staff to maybe give us what it's going to look like, and I know Councilman Hogg is going to give us a good presentation through Mr. Minor and Park and Recreation to see what it looks like, concerns and all that we may have. So I'm going to pitch it to Councilman Hogg, but I will say that I appreciate you coming up. I know you're saying you call the police, but I think our police department will take it on as a challenge. I really honestly believe that, if we really give Chief Burton an opportunity to do it.
Okay, well, if you can't control neighborhood people from hopping the fence, how you can control other people from coming to, if you put a park there, coming to the park, you can't control that either?
Yes, ma'am. Good point. The only thing I can say to that is we just have to do the best job that we can through our police department. You
Well,
can't really control.
We just hope that no park goes there, because, see, I live there,
Uh-huh.
and I don't want a park behind my house.
Yes, ma'am.
Simple as that.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank
All right.
you.
Well, before you leave, Miss
Okay.
Miss Hughes, I'll let Councilman Hogg, if he wanted to add to that.
Yeah, can we go ahead and do the presentation first and then readdress?
Sure.
Okay. Well, let's do this. I'll jump, because I think the next couple citizens, I think, are here for the park anyway. I think I got Miss Marshall, I think. Okay. All right. Gary, I'll introduce Gary Minor and Miss Adrian Collins. I think they're with Tuscaloosa County Park and Recreation. He's going to give everybody a brief update of this proposed pocket park.
President Logan.
Yes,
One-
sir.
One thing too, this is a proposed idea. This is not saying this is happening. This is a proposed idea to try to get public involvement. So thank you for being here and voicing your concerns. Thank you.
My name's Gary Minor with Tuscaloosa County Parks and Recreation. Deer Haven Park is a conceptual plan at this point. It's in a neighborhood. It's really meant kind of for the local people who live around it. It's really not meant to attract folks in. We're looking at a little bit more than a half an acre. It has 3 parking spaces, a small walking track, small playground, and a small pavilion with fencing. And some of these issues could potentially be addressed with fencing if you made them tall enough to keep people from going, over. One benefit from having a park like this near you, especially if it borders your property, is property does typically increase your property value when you sell your home. It usually makes it 15 to 25% more valuable if you were to sell your home. So this is Our conceptual plan, it just shows a small pavilion. Now, these photos are all taken at other sites, but these are kind of similar to what we're talking about. Small playground. The walking path, obviously the property is not that big, so the walking path is not going to be a very large walking path. And some park amenities like the site furniture, trash cans, benches, bike racks and grills, and picnic tables. And that is really kind of the sum of it. It's a small pocket park made mostly for the neighborhood, so that's what the goal was. Are any questions I can help answer? Or?
Yeah, excuse me. How many parks do y'all build where houses are already erected in the neighborhood? How many parks have y'all put
Well, we
in
have.
the neighborhood? Now, these
Yeah.
parks here, no other houses are around. This is wide open space. And there's not enough space to do a walking trail. Nobody's riding any bikes in the neighborhood.
Yeah, it's not big enough for that.
Okay, well,
It's just
what
a
kind of
small.
park are you talking about then?
It's just what's called a pocket park, and we have similar pocket parks in Tuscaloosa, like Springbrook Park
In neighborhoods?
yes, ma'am, in the Springbrook neighborhood, Evans Rochelle Park in Holt in that neighborhood. We have Carlton Park that's in West End.
I know what Carlton Park is.
And
I'm
those
from
are
the west
now
side.
Carlton Park is
It's
much
not-
bigger than this park,
Yeah, much bigger.
but it is a neighborhood park.
It's not in the neighborhood like my house next door to it. No
And in
houses
front
are
of my
there.
house.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
ma'am.
that kind of park. I know where it is, and no houses are right immediately upon it.
And those are the ones that we have where houses are right either across the street or next to them.
One thing we discussed in pre-meeting is that this would not be a reservation system park. This would not be something where people would go to Para, make reservations for this particular park. It really was designed to use that space that the city owns that was purchased with FEMA money, and the intent was really to have it for the neighborhood. It's not gonna be a reservation system where people book it for parties and things like that through Para. Just explaining what we in the council had discussed about whether or not it be in the reservation system.
In terms of fencing, the maximum height for fencing, so you know, is in a residential neighborhood is 8 feet. So
But still, you can't control who comes to the park.
you can't control who comes to the neighborhood either. I mean,
You can't control who comes to the neighborhood. I know this, but I don't want, they're not coming in my yard. They're not coming that close to my house. A lot of people ride where you got public streets. That's known fact.
and that's why,
Say that.
and that's why we want to look at the fencing to make sure that all sides of this proposed park is protected from that.
Can I talk?
Yes, this is Ms. Marshall, if you would. Thank you, Gary, and we may call on you again, so.
My
Ms. Marshall?
name is Azzy Marshall, and I live in front of the proposed property you are talking about,
This is 2402.
Deer Haven
Haven.
Drive.
Okay,
Yes,
yes,
that's
ma'am.
where I reside, and I've been living there for 19 years, and it has been a peaceful 19 years living there. And I do not want a park in my front door. I don't care how many gates you put up or what they are made of. The whole park could be made of gold. I don't want it in front of me. I don't want to come out of my house and look out my front door and look at a park. Somebody sitting over there watching me. And you know, they had a basketball goal up there by that store for the young people. But who took it over? The drug dealers. And besides, it's right beside a daycare. And do you know who attracts a daycare? Pedophiles. Yes. Anybody know what pedophiles are? A pedophile is an adult with sexual desires for children. It would draw those type of people. No, I am really 100% against it. I don't want a park. Storm shelter, yes. A park, no. We do not need a park in our neighborhood. We got neighbors on east side. and they don't want it. I have a petition here with the signatures that people that don't want them. This is a petition I went around and got, and of the ones that don't want this park.
Can I just get a copy of it, and that way we
You
can get it?
can have it.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Marshall.
Well, you can give me a copy.
Can you give me till after the meeting? That way, when the meeting's concluded, I can get you a copy. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
We do not need a park in our neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is a silly, silly idea. I don't care how gorgeous it look. We do not need that park. And besides, you got the little few parking spaces. They'll be all over in my yard and other neighbors' yard. And they don't want that, and I know I don't want it. And I'm fervently against it coming into our neighborhood. It will only bring problems. It might look good now and be good for a while, but it gonna end up with problems across there. I don't want it. And most of the neighbors don't want it. We don't need that. We have enough problems as it is without bringing a park into our neighborhood. I want to ask you all, would you want to park in your front door?
Absolutely.
Would you want to park in your front door?
I got one in my.
Do you have one? Do you have one in yours, in your front door? Do you?
I actually don't, but I would love to have one. Reason being, I know what you're gonna say, Jay, you crazy. But I actually would like a park near. I live in a neighborhood where we have a small pocket park, but I have to walk 3 blocks. But I'd love to have one closer to it, so I won't have to walk. Now that's just my opinion. I'm entitled to that, correct?
Sure.
Yes, ma'am. I would like one.
Well, that's your opinion.
But that's only after we figure out, is it gonna be controlled? Who we gonna have running it?
What do you mean by being controlled?
Meaning we can always get our PD to kind of do a little bit better job, and they've always done a good job. But if we want to
They're
just
not going to be there 24 hours.
no, ma'am. But that's where, and again, my opinion, Miss Marshall, my opinion only. I think that's where we would hope as neighbors, and we would all take ownership of the park.
I won't.
Yes, ma'am.
I will not
Yes, ma'am.
take ownership of the park
Yes, ma'am.
because I don't want it there.
Yes, ma'am. But that's just my opinion.
Well, my opinion, we don't want it there.
Yes, ma'am.
We, the neighborhood as a whole, do not want it there. Maybe a few people want it, but the neighborhood as a whole don't want that park there.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Make sure I'm gonna make sure I get this copy to you before the meeting's concluded. And I know we may have 1 or 2 people. If you guys want to come up for a couple minutes and just want to voice concern or an idea or whatnot from the neighborhood. Okay. Gentleman in the back, come on up, sir. Come on up and state your name and address for the record. Thank you for coming up.
Good afternoon. My name is Aaron Randall. I think I moved to the wrong neighborhood. We relocated from Ohio to Alabama. My address is 13824 Farley Glen. And we just bought the home for November. And that's a problem with that drainage back there. I think that it's a breathing ground for mosquitoes, flies, insects, rodents, snakes, and I think something should be done about it. You know, and when I moved in, I tried to upgrade my property, put in a pool, but I think there was a mistake. You know, I think they're gonna draw unwanted visitors that I really don't want. And what I mean by unwanted visitors, snakes. I have contact contractors about the snake problem, and basically they said there's nothing that they can do to prevent snakes. They gave me like a remedy for the use. What he said? I can't recall what he said, but it's real simple,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But there's a way in the power of the city that we can do something about that drainage, that swamp, that eyesore back there. If it is, you can give me a call, send me a letter.
Now, you said Forest Glen, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, that's gonna be Councilman Robert Davis, maybe your neighbor.
Yes, sir. Correct. I live in that neighborhood too. I'm well aware of the situation. Miss Ram and Mr. Davis, they're working on the issue now. Really Miss Ram. And if you would you please come back on the 18th?
18th of
Yes, sir.
month?
It's gonna be in 2 Mondays. We'll have it on the agenda. Is that correct, Ron? Yes, sir. We're gonna have a public hearing on it, okay?
All right, thank you.
But just make it all legal, okay? But
On-
please, tell your neighbors to come back on the 18th too.
Okay.
I've already contacted several of them.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, get with me after the meeting, okay?
Yeah, if you would get with Councilman Davis after the meeting, if you don't mind, maybe waiting till we conclude, maybe exchange some phone numbers, and that way he can